Hey, Bryce Tubbs here. I just want to share with you today. So, for bookkeeping businesses that are at home, like why most people struggle in their first 2 years. So, I just want to kind of bring this video to you today. I'm in my coat because it's a little bit cold inside of my office. I'm by this window and it dropped like 20 degrees over the last actually over the last probably 24 hours, if a little bit less than that. But back to what we're talking about, right? So let's talk about like what causes most people to struggle. Now, if you want some help before we even get into that, growing your accounting or your bookkeeping business, maybe been trying for a little bit of time, but it's just not quite working the way that you want it to be. And you're seeing that, in order to reach your goal, it's going to take a lot more either manpower, time power, or just a better strategy and a better plan overall. I just want to encourage you to go ahead and click on the link either above or below the video to book a call with me. And on that call, what we're basically going to do is we're going to say, hey, this is exactly where you are right now. This is where you want to go. And then here's the process of us working together to be able for you to, hit that goal in the shortest time period possible without having to feel confused, without having to feel like you're frustrated, and without having to, work 60 hours a week to get to barely like, 8K a month. If that sounds like something you want to do, you want to learn how to go and grow your business with less effort, less time, less frustration, go ahead and click on the link inside the description below. Let's go back to what we talked about originally, which is audience growth. So while you're going and you're meeting more people and you're, talking, there's a certain percentage of people who actually need your help and who would really benefit from your help. It's just they don't know you well enough, or they haven't known you long enough, or they don't trust you enough to say they want your help. Right. For example, sometimes you might go to someone and say, hey, can I help you with your accounting or bookkeeping? They'll say, no, it's good or it's covered. And that might not necessarily be the case. It's just they have so much at stake, they can't afford to make a mistake by working with someone they don't know. Because in a lot of cases, like the bigger the business that you own, the more hiring mistakes you've made in the past. And maybe they've had a bookkeeper or an accountant or a CPA or an EA or somebody who's doing their work and doing their books that messed things up really, really badly and caused them to have a lot of pain, a lot of struggle, or it took a long time for them to kind of get out of that mess. Now, if they don't trust you, they don't know you, they think that everyone's kind of similar, and that's going to happen with you. So instead, you have to start learning how to do audience growth by warming up your audience. And the way to do that is by making content. Okay, so you're going to want to do two kinds of different content. The first can be like just educational content, just talking about accounting and bookkeeping, different things the average person would not understand or does not know, but breaking it down into a language pattern that the average slash lay business owner can understand. Okay, because if you start using accounting jargon or bookkeeping jargon or whatever jargon you're talking about, they're going to tune it out. They're not going to listen to it. They're going to get very frustrated and very confused. Instead, you can make it like very simple language that even a 3-year-old can understand, or a third grader can understand. It's very easy for them to digest it, attach those positive like learning moments to you, and make it very easy for them to trust you moving forward. So the next time you ask them if they want some help, they're very highly likely to say yes. Now, the second type of content is going to be more about, does that say third type? The second type would be more of like your story, connecting to you as a person. So like maybe talking about your family, talking about not just your children, but talk about maybe your grandparents or where you came from. If you're like an immigrant, talk about your parents' struggle, talk about what your parents did, talk about just your life in general. They have to get to know you as a person, okay? Because especially when we're online, it's very, very hard for people to feel like they know you. And you end up with a million acquaintances, very few trusting relationships. So the more of those relationships you have, the surface level relationships, if you need to start doing and focusing on like every single week, you just go and get 7 to 14 of those relationships being a little bit deeper than what they were before. It's going to allow you over time to just have like probably a couple thousand people who actually like you. Now, if you have about 1,000 to 2,000 people who actually like you, know you, and trust you, you're not going to have a money problem anymore. Number one, because a really good percentage of them are going to actually want to work with you and hire you to do their books. But second, if they like you, and they're a business owner, chances are they know other business owners. They're going to start referring business to you. And then you start getting like things where it's like, yeah, that person said my price was too high. But then they refer like 5 of their friends, and now they each pay me like $3,000 a month. And now you're making pretty good money. Okay, so that's kind of why we're focusing on this audience growth. The third type of post is kind of just a post just to kind of have your face be in there. A lot of people like what they do on like they make like these Canva posts, and it's like pretty and has like cool words, and they spend like 3 hours on it. And it's like, dude, you don't have to do that much. Like, don't make it that complicated. What you really need is maybe just a quote by you, a picture of your face, like either in the corner or in the background, so that people kind of see you inside of their subconscious. They just start seeing your face more and more and more. The more time that someone sees your face and sees you online or even in person, the easier it is for them to start subconsciously trusting you. So the next time that you ask them if they want help, they are more likely to say yes. And you just keep going, keep going, keep circling. And the way that I even learned that was because, like, for example, like for me, if you ever look at my social media profiles, like if you saw like the last year on like my Facebook account, I did 340 posts. I posted almost every single day last year from January to December, even now. It's a little bit less now, because I'm not doing as much written posts. I'm doing more video stuff. But even then, I have a huge amount of videos I put out in the last like 40 days that we've been inside of 2022. Now, again, the reason why is because I'm just trying to get people to see my face over time. They don't have to buy in the first post. They won't buy in the second post. In some cases, it might take 100 posts that someone sees you 100 times before they fully trust you to move forward. And that's okay, as long as you know that that's what it takes and you're building that audience over time. If you think that I'm the person to help you do it, then we can talk pricing, the duration of the program for you, and then we can get you onboarded, and then we can work together to accomplish the plan that we set out to do together. So if that's you, I'll see you on the call. If it's not you at this moment in time, it's okay too. No harm, no foul. I will see you inside of the next video. Talk to you soon. Have a great one. Man.